Scott. Welcome back to Bourbon Beach. What are we gonna find today? Stick around and find out. Sometimes it takes a while, but I see something. Here we go. What could it be? Oh, nice. Nice. Booker's small batch. Batch number 3. Jerry's batch. What a find. Let's get this back to the whiskey room and give it a try. Booker's small batch Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey coming out of the Jim Beam distilleries in Claremont, Kentucky. Now Booker's, this is the 3rd batch this year. There's 4 batches a year. This is the 3rd batch called Jerry's batch. Inside the box comes a card that explains what Jerry's batch means. I'll read the first paragraph to you now, and then I'll post the rest here so you can read the rest if you want to. It says the 3rd release of Booker's Bourbon 2025 collection is Booker's batch 2025-3 Jerry's batch. This batch is named after Jerry Dalton, the only master distiller we've ever had at Beam who isn't part of my family. But while he isn't Beam by blood, he might as well be. Jerry made one hell of an impact on our distilling process and on me, and for that I'll always be grateful. Now this was written by Fred No, Jim Beam family's 7th generation master distiller, and whose dad was Booker No, who was the 6th generation master distiller and Jim Beam's grandson. He's also known as the father of the small batch. Now this batch is coming to us with a 7-year, 4-month, 21-day age statement and is 124.7 proof. It MSRPs for about $100 depending on where you live in the country. The Booker small batch is made with the same Jim Beam mash bill that we all know and love so well, the 77% corn, 13% rye, and 10% malted barley. And this is coming from 7 different production dates and 9 different warehouses all around the Jim Beam campus. The back of this information card says master distiller notes, but it has all the warehouses and the floors and everything pertaining to how they blended this batch. So I'll also post this here so you can read it if you're interested. Okay, let's get to the fun part and give it a taste. As you can see, I've already tried this, so I have a better idea of what I was in for, America. Now, like most bourbons, especially with this one, you want to let this one set. I'd say give it at least a half hour. The reason I say that is because, again, this is a pretty muted batch. When I first opened this up, I really didn't smell anything. Maybe light oak and light caramel. So I'm not sure this is going to be the best of the 4 batches. But, you know, nothing was off-putting the first time about it. So let's see what we got this time. Okay, let's go in for the nose. Again, very mild and muted. I mean, this is not the most potent smelling batch on the nose. I mean, really light oak, light vanilla, maybe a hint of Coca-Cola. That's really all I've got on the nose. And like I said, the first time I tried this, I thought maybe I was catching a cold because I smelled nothing. I mean, it was very little, very muted. And again, there's just not much. I mean, light oak, light caramel, light vanilla. This may not be the best of the 4, but, you know, nothing off-putting on the nose. So let's see what we got on the taste. Again, a little bit of that Coca-Cola coming through on the taste. A little, you know, mild caramel, mild fudge, slight peanut fudge, vanilla and oak. So, you know, I guess that's what you would expect. Slightly cliche. I'm thinking batch number 2 by the Pond batch was significantly better than this. And I'm really hoping that batch number 4, which I have not been able to find yet, batch number 4 is going to be called the Phantom Pipes batch. Maybe batch number 4 will be a little better. But this is pretty much typical Jim Beam. Kind of not what you would expect from a Booker's. But there's nothing bad about it. It's just a very muted, mild batch. So, you know, if you're a Booker's fan, you'll probably like it. You'll probably know what I mean. I think the next batch could be a little better. But, you know, nothing bad about this. And again, this is one of those, you really got to let this one set. I'd say let this one set a solid half hour, and it gets much better. As far as the finish goes, a little bit of light oak, hint of vanilla, then it just disappears into nothing. Nothing bad or off-putting about it. It's good. They just didn't hit it out of the park on this one. Well, that's about all I've got on this review of the Booker's batch number 3, or Jerry's batch. We'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that the Phantom Pipes batch is a little bit better. Have you tried this one yet? Let me know how you liked it in the comments section. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. You never know what's going to happen down here in Bourbon Beach. The bird just took a dump on me.